Hi, it's Victor here from Trend Following Trading for Beginners. And in today's episode, I want to talk about how to keep things simple to improve trading performance. Coming up next. Hi, it's Victor here. And what I mean by keeping things simple is today's topic. Basically, when I first started, in trading, like everybody else, I rely on other people's information, opinions a lot, and I just try to be, following the herd, so to speak. And people people I reference to uses a lot of different chart patterns, different indicators, and signals, so to speak, to try to pinpoint when to buy or sell a particular share of forex or commodities, so for example. And I just try to mimic that. But over time, I found that everybody else that I follow has their own set of rules and criteria and set of indicators that they use. Some they created themselves, other they just use a standard package, but have a bit of filtering, a bit of flair, or different way in the interpretation of the signals, and to make it their own. But over time, what I found is it's quite daunting to try to keep track of indicators and try to learn what they are and how to use them, what situation to use them, and how it can help me to make money, so to speak. Being a new trader, I don't know anything at the time, and I basically just follow. And over time, I just find it's very cluttered on my screen, so I put my charting program package running, which I use is ShareScope from UK, and I just join the trend lines. I just put some characters on the chart just to remind me where things are, any particular news, any worthy notes I want to put on the side, and also indicators everywhere. To channels, Donchian channels, or any other indicators that I use for Fibonacci and those kind of things. And it just really cluttered all the charts, and it's difficult to see things. I keep on zooming in and out, just try to pinpoint where things are. And also, I have also tried, before I said in previous episode, doing day trading a little bit of it, and I look at it, different 5 minutes charts, 10 minutes charts, 20 minutes charts, and every other charts available. What I found so far is there's so many charts to follow, and so many indicators to use, and so many situations that can happen. It's just mind-boggling and just so difficult for me, being a parent of 4 children, holding a full-time job, and mainly to look after the children until they go to bed about 10ish or 9ish or 10ish, depends on how easy it is on the day. And I only got a couple of hours before 12 o'clock to do my analysis, so to speak. Also through the weekends, but most of the time it's busy with the children and family as well. So all I have is just maybe an hour or 2 maximum per day, to try to do my analysis. And so I found the day trading is not for me, but also all the indicators I need to set out in time frame. And I find it so frustrating. I don't have time to actually set things up so I can make some meaningful guess of what the certain let's say shares I was tracking at the time will do next, and so forth. That's before I came to trend following. There's a book out there. I think some of you have already read it. I think I talked about it before. It's a book called Trading for a Living by Dr. Alexander Elder. He has 2 books, 3 books, whatever. But what he actually say in this book, and also the subsequent books he has, is very clearly say that as you improve in your trading career or journey, whatever it is, you say it is, you found yourself slowly, or if you have not given up, try to find an alternative, try to way to recover from your problems, try to learn from your mistakes, and try to move forward. And slowly, all those people who finally got it and become successful, is that they don't use many indicators. Their charts are relatively simple. They might use very simple charting or just some support and resistance line, those kind of things they draw, and they don't use many indicators. In fact, some of them just use one or two, maybe none at all, and they still make money out of it. And they always just look at one, maybe two time frame. They don't jump around all different time frame and draw charts and indicators and curves and diagram, whatever, from all over the place. So that was quite something that when I first read Trading for a Living, I didn't quite get it. I just thought, well, the more the merrier, because the more that give me more confirmation, more indicators, more charts and drawings and supports and resistance indicators, just give me more confirmation. But I found that for me, simplicity is better because of my time pressure, only got like an hour or two per night. And I really don't, by the time I'm doing those analysis, most of the time it's in the evening and I'm quite tired. And it's quite difficult for me to try to set everything else up and then look at the charts that way. Well, which primarily at the end, what I found also is by the time I spend maybe 2/3 of the time setting things up, I only spend a third of the time just to try to find out where the next trade should be. And then I read Trading for a Living a couple more times, and also other books from Dr. Alexander Elder. It dawned on me that what they say is true, that you don't really need so much indicators. I mean, what I personally use at the moment is RSI 14, MACD histogram, and I might use stochastic statistics sometimes I can use it, and just the chart, and that's it. And on the chart, the only two curves I would use, was three. 50 days, 200 days moving average, and the 2 ATR lines, which share scope do that automatic for me anyway. And that's all I look at. And I apply the same indicator settings for all the shares and commodities and metals and whatever market I look at, all of them. And I found that this is much more helpful for me, but I only developed that over years of trying and testings and a lot of failures and never give up and come to that. Because at the end of the day, I found it all, whatever indicators that you use, whatever you set and it's special, or whatever it functions it give you, at the end of the day, what you actually trading underneath at its core is just share price, and which is driven by people's emotion. It could be individuals, it could be traders, it could be companies, it could be government. But at the end of the day, it's always some human interaction there somewhere, and you basically just make a decision based on the price. Well, at the end of the day, the price data. So I found when you look at that level, all these indicators is just noise. I mean, over time, you found that all these different indicators, some seems to work, but another seems to contradict your other indicators that you have. So which one is correct? I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. And the condition that they talk about, I don't see a book to say, use this indicator, if you use it on Forex, this is how many percentage of times it will work, how many percent doesn't work. Everybody out there just keep on pointing the nose, say, my one works, mine is the best way, to come and learn from me. This is what I use, it always works. Well, pardon my language, but there's BS to that. Everything, systems, indicators, whatever method that you use, has good time and bad time. So otherwise, nothing works. It's just like you're telling me the sun always goes up and there's no night time. Well, if that's the case, well, the only place I know is maybe, in the North and South Pole or something, and it's either extremely cold weather, and also maybe you say there's always just sunshine, no rain, and then those are places we call deserts. That's not real life situation should be. I mean, when you're trading, you will whatever system is, you have some good time and bad time. Some will work, some might not work. It's up to you which one to use. So for me, basically, I think that's there's also acronym people keep saying as well. Keep it simple, stupid. So it's like, or keep it simple, silly, or whatever. It's a KISS model. Really, it really dawned on me, and something that I really latch onto is a good phase to use. Basically, it's very much like I also do self-defense. I've said that before as well. I learned Wing Chun, and that is created by a woman. The form, there's only 3 forms, and one weapon, and then the other weapons later on is all introduced by man. But why it's only 3 forms compared to others? Type of self-defense, we have many forms. The reason is the person who created the Wing Chun self-defense strategy is a well-known monk in China, a woman monk, and she have practiced a lot of different styles from Shaolin, and she basically boils all the differences down into simple form, simple way that not just fit her body type, because she's a woman, is a much weaker body type, but also from what she has seen other styles doing at the time, and how you can use a more simplified, easier approach, and just keep on using a similar thing that works, and basically create a new style called Wing Chun. And if you bring that same mindset down to trading, basically, if you keep all this fluffy, fantastic bells and whistles indicator that people try to sell you, at the end of the day, all you're selling is the price. All you really need to know is when the market opened, was the opening price, was the closing price, was highest of the day, lowest of the day, and maybe you want to look at the volume of trade with that particular share or market you're looking at that particular time. And that's all you need. A lot of indicators are just generated by these 5 different numbers, so to speak. And that's how simple trading to me should be, and the indicators should help you that reflect that. And when I was starting, as I said at the start of the podcast, when I was starting, I just put everything, whatever I see, and I read about onto the chart and switch all on. It's like, well, it's a bit like a Christmas tree with all sorts of things in there. I just couldn't really see the chart properly or find out where I should go and where I should get out of the counting. And over time now, I just have very few indicators which I already said as well, and I found it's much more easier for me and clarify a lot of situations for me, because at the end of the day, I found this is the truth for me anyway, just in my honest opinion, is the share price, the end of day share price that drive the market, that drive the curves, which basically show on the charting software, which then you can draw your support resistance line, and then you can then do your indicators on top of that. So at the end of the day, everything is just based on the price. So why don't we just go to simplicity, go to its core, just look at the price. Like I said, the first 5 things: open price, closing price, highest of the day price, lowest of the day price, and the volume. Basically that's it. 4 price and 1 volume. That's all you need to look at, and that's just from trend following point of view. I've been doing that for 2-3 years now, for that, and even longer, a bit longer than that. But it took me a gradual development of myself to actually come to this realization. Even though there's books out there, for example, who I say, Trading for a Living, Dr. Alexander Elder, been talking about it for years, and for me, I never go into sunk in my thick skull. And but lucky I actually found it. But I only come to realize this after I have killed a lot of my trading accounts and have many bloody no's. And I just hope that some of you are able to find things, make things simpler for yourself, and you will definitely see some improvement. The improvement simply here is not just talking about the indicators, but also how you gather your information, how you come to make decisions of going in the market or not, and also what you written down, just simple information. I mean, you can analyze everything to death if you really want to, but how much does it actually at the end of the day help you to make money? That's the whole idea of trading, yeah? You not go there. I mean, over time you develop the love of the game, just try to beat others and mathematics and so forth. But when you first go in the market, you just want to make money, just like you first buy your first lottery ticket. Why you buy it? The chance to make loads of money. So trading is the same, but trading is more like a business, which also better probabilities than doing buying a lottery ticket and so forth. And basically, you can, as far as I understand, and this is my honest opinion, you can extract money out of the market, but you have to do it a certain consistent way. And this consistent way can be make it very simple and easy to understand. Easy to understand. However, the doing could be quite difficult, which I talk about in another episode. And I will talk with someone some other days. But first thing first, make things simpler and easier. What you write down, how you come to a decision, what type of drawings you have, what type of equipment that you actually use, the whole package, the whole hoo-ha. You keep things simple, then you have less variable moving about, and you can make a consistent effort doing things, and it will give you more consistent result. Okay, and this is just my take on keeping things simple. And I hope you found this podcast episode helpful, and I also hope that you like this podcast. Please also listen to my other podcast in the internet thing, and hopefully there you will find some more value. And I will speak to you soon. Bye for now.